Hello and welcome to the Billowing Hilltop Podcast. I'm here with everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, God.
Shambles.
Delayed reaction. I did that on purpose because I knew no one would say anything.
Celebration.
We are here to say a heartfelt thank you, dear readers, because due to your support, we came third
Hurrah!
in the ENWorld vote
Hey.
for the actual play podcast of 2022.
Means I'm gonna get a free pint.
So thank you. We are amazed and baffled. As always, you can find us on social media at Billowing Hilltop on Instagram and Mastodon, and you can find us on Facebook and at Billowing Hilltoe on Twitter, where we are most active, I would say. And of course, you can always email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com, and we will stuff your email into Paul's capacious sack for later retrieval. Rate us and review us. If you like us enough to vote for us, then why don't you rate or review us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever? That would be brilliant. That's it. No other news or information. A final thank you from the brigade.
Thank you.
Hooray, thank you.
And let us push on with episode 126 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast. I'll feel a whole lot better. Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with the golden, glowing, leonine form of Dan. The
Porcine
blob-like
figure of Lucas.
with his strange failed leg extension surgery. It makes him look like some sort of weird lollipop. That just a pair of unblinking eyes peer at me from out of a pool of shadow. That's Graham, and easing himself into his specially adapted high chair. It's the corpulent form of Johnny.
Did we manage to get
How's the
power back into Paul's pod?
No, we did not.
Insert the diodes.
Have we not just put him into some cryogenic state?
I think that's probably a bit expensive. Let's just stick him in the fridge. Same thing. Where were we? Shall we do a little recap?
Yes.
Because it was a bit odd last week. Basically, you're back. Well, you don't know quite what's happening
Boys
to
are
you
back
now,
in
but you're
town.
back in the ziggurat. That's not going to be the name of the episode.
Isn't it?
Our first episode.
Could be.
Too much, too young. Hey? Sad.
Yeah.
It's a very
Yeah.
sad thing, Terry Hall.
Mm.
Cheers, Terry, wherever you may be. Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. That's what I would say. The decision was made last week. I can't unpick. Christmas is so confusing. But I think the decision was made last week to leave. You went back to Marcus. You told Marcus what you'd learned. He seemed, I don't know, a bit nonplussed. But I think you felt that you rather got your thoughts in order a little bit about prophecies and visions a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The only light I think that Marcus was able to shed on anything that you told him was that this spellweaver, this Makar figure, clearly knew of the prophecies that were meant to be fulfilled before the Age of Worms would dawn, and had been asking you questions about whether or not the events thus outlined in the prophecies had transpired. But you were so confused and completely bamboozled by the plot, you were unable to answer Makar's questions. Simply because you didn't know the answers to any of them, even though your characters may well have done.
It wasn't necessarily that we didn't know the answers. It's that we didn't want to answer. We didn't want to tell him what the situation is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
You
listen
can,
back.
But like,
Yes.
no, that was the plan all along.
That was
He
the plan
says-
all along. Was to give an impression of total confusion
Yeah, exactly.
in order to throw
Exactly.
the interdimensional
Throw him off
Son-
the
undead
set.
space Greebly off the scent.
Yeah.
We're not honouring the specials with our blank
So many levels to
expression.
this. I
I
just
know
feel like
we're
all at
just
sea.
a step ahead every time.
Yeah.
Smart
No,
than
I
we
know.
look.
Well, I didn't need to give the impression because I just don't have a clue what's going on yet.
Oh, well, we'll tell you about that in a bit, Lucas. Lucas was around for a bit of last week, but he turned up late because of secret North Pole related duties or
Yes.
something. The other thing that Marcus told you, or rather that Eligos told you, was that they've been researching the Ebon Triad, Chios, and all of that lot while you've been here, and they learnt of a potential new lead. At some point, you may be heading north to the city of Frostanger, where it's possible the Airborne Triad movement was originally founded. At the end of last week, you returned to the ziggurat, you headed back down to the lower levels, and the lair of the Naga, the junk shop lair of the Naga, where there is a vortex that we have established, Buggy has established, leads to the shadow world, and you decided to take the plunge, and all of you jumped into the vortex. You emerge in the shadow
Zoink.
version of the lower levels of the ziggurat. Let me put you on a map. You emerge one by one in an analogue of the chamber that you left. But all is monochrome. Scattered around the floor are crisp, dead autumn leaves. The vortex is there. It's not encased in any kind of mechanism or framework like the one in the real world. There's a door to the north that is open. It's a standard dungeon door, and there's a corridor leading that is analogous to the corridor that you've just come into this chamber through, except that the corridor is ribbed with like tree roots. It is much more organic. It's much less constructed. What do you want to do?
I will proceed forward, northwards, through the door, out of the room, into the corridor.
How are you seeing?
Eyes.
Using your eyes, you can't see anything. It's completely dark.
I've got dark
flame
vision.
tongue.
The flame tongue sheds a monochrome, grey, flickering light around you. You find yourself heading towards the shadow version to your north of the chamber with the decomposed beeb-dobies in it. And if you were to turn right now, you go back into the corridor that you originally assembled in.
Right, is there anything different from when I was here on the Shadow World?
No, you can hear the gentle lapping of water at the end of that little spur corridor that leads, off to the
Well,
the
I'll
lake.
proceed further north into the chamber with the bodies.
Yeah. Okay.
If they're on the normal plane. And
Yeah,
look
there aren't any bodies.
down
It's just
the
completely
corridor,
plain.
all the way through the other rooms, all the way down to that double doors that leads into the room with the fountain.
How much light does your
40-foot
flame tongue
radius,
shed?
bright light, and dim light for another 40.
You can see into the beginning of the lobby, the room that sits directly north of the Lake of Worms, and you can see through the room that would have the preserved dead bodies in it. It's also empty. Again, it's different in nature. It's not block construction. It's a hollowed out earthen construction, ribbed with tree roots that follows the exact pattern or room floor plan of the real version. As you start moving around, I see that Alessandra is joining you. You start to pick up loud noises, but a long way away. Screams and kind of unearthly wails that are wafted to you on the shadow breezes.
From which direction?
Wails from...
Difficult to say. Seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at once, but I must stress, from a distance. From a distance.
someone being tortured, someone upset.
Well, your experience of the Shadow Realm has been that everywhere you go in the realm of the Grey Woodsman, these kind
Always
of
take the weather with
unearthly...
you.
Yeah, these unearthly cries and screams and stuff seem to sort of reach you on the weird shadow
I will
air
proceed
currents.
eastwards into the chamber which had the
Preserved bodies.
preserved bodies in on the other plane. Anything?
Nothing.
Into the next chamber that overlooks the Sea of Worms, which I'm guessing is now just an empty lake. I mean,
It's a
lake of water.
Lake of black, oily, let's call it liquid. Let's not get too specific.
Oh, it's not water.
Well, you don't know. You're going to try and
I will
drink some.
proceed
investigate.
to the south,
nice
to the
glug.
edge of the lake.
Okay. You can hear this water lapping gently. Have you ever seen that thing? I don't know who did it. It's like a YBA, a Young British Artist. It was an exhibit in the Saatchi Gallery.
The black thing
The
where
black
you the little
tank.
walk, with the oil.
Yes, it's a little bit like that. So there's a faintest sense of a lapping of liquid at your feet, Bugraft, but it's mostly still, and you can feel the cold coming off it. Otherwise, all is quiet, apart, of course, from the unsettling, horrible screams. Let's give Sessions, Parker, Burple, Alessandra an opportunity to do stuff. What do you want to do?
I want to search. Effectively, want to search everywhere.
Okay, so you're going to start
I'll help.
a pattern of searching around.
Yeah.
It's earthen.
Yeah.
Do we not want to go and
earth and-
search where the weird pictures are on the other world?
Well, that involves crossing the weird oily lake, so I was going to
It
search
does,
this
yeah.
bit first.
First, okay. I'll join
Okay,
the
well-
searchy bit.
So while Buggy stands regarding the lake, Burple and Parker, Sandy as well,
Sessions.
and Sessions start searching their way around these chambers. The walls are hard-packed earth, occasionally embedded blocks of stone, all supported by a ribbing structure of tree roots,
Buttress.
like the supports in a mine working. Yeah, like buttresses, exactly. Yeah. except it seems to be very organic. Your feet crackle through dead leaves, picked up and moved by strange, mysterious breezes. But you don't find anything of interest.
Okay.
You feel like you're in a sort of barren space.
Yeah, keep going. Next room.
Okay, working your way through the next chamber. Meanwhile, if you do that for a few minutes, Buggy, what do you want to do?
I'm not sure.
It's about 10-15 feet to that first island of stone out in the lake, should you fancy, playing a bit of Total Wipeout.
Can I look into the water? Is it clear or is it just inky black?
No, it's like a black, oily, you can just see, lit by the hissing monochrome flame of your greatsword. You see your own grizzled, weird face looking back at you.
I'll stick the end of my sword into the lake.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, the first thing that happens is there's a sort of what looks like a maybe microns thick slick of some kind of oily material is lit by the tip of your sword. It spreads out. A grey wave of flame runs across the surface of the lake. That's the first thing that happens. You can also see the tip of your sword under the surface of the lake, and it seems less opaque now, like you've burnt off a more opaque, oily layer. It's just black water, and it's properly dark. So all you can really see is the tip of your sword.
That's weird. Well, that's it for me.
Howls and wails still reach you from distances unfathomable and unknown.
So we can't actually identify where they're coming from. Direction, I mean.
Buggy, you can hear them coming from behind you, but you can also hear them coming from where you know the aperture would be to lead to the upper level.
Is there an opening?
Yeah, there's an opening, yeah.
Oh, there is an opening.
If you hold your sword high above your head, you can see an analogue of the opening in the real world.
Well,
so more searching?
Yeah, more searching. I mean, I just
catch up with Buggy.
Yeah, want to search that whole bit before we cross the lake.
Okay. I mean, you can also search. Buggy has run around this, and so that some of this stuff Buggy can impart to you. There's a sense of unease where the fountain is in the real world, in the shadow version of the fountain room. A sense of unease that is not present
fountain
in the real
room. Is the one on the top right?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. The northeastern corner
of the complex.
I'll go and have a look
in that room with the fountain.
Well, there's nothing there, but it's empty. But if you stand near where that fountain is, the hairs on the back of your neck go up, and you get a distinct sense of unsettling, unease, evil, malignity,
all right,
malice.
I'm going to do a see invisibility.
Okay, that lets you see invisible things and things on the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go with this spell? But
well, it lasts
everywhere?
like an hour, so
nothing is revealed to you immediately.
Okay, that's fine.
And it's not concentration, this spell.
It's not concentration, but it lasts an hour.
Nice.
What a lovely spell. Okay, I'm going to say that you searched all of the peripheral rooms around the lake, apart from the southeastern corner where in the real world you encountered those 3 knights of Chios.
Okay.
And the southern passage, the one that heads directly south, that in the real world headed towards that weird room with the strange furniture and the strange tapestries and the portraits and all of that.
Well, I think it's time to venture beyond where we currently are.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making these decisions then, guys?
No, we can.
At the moment.
I think we should have a look in the room with the paintings because
why don't we?
Yeah, I think we should check them all out.
I
think we should check them all out. So let's go and look at the room with the paintings.
How are we doing that?
Well, I'm just pondering whether to use my fly. I think I might cast my fly. Alessandra is already flying, isn't she? As is Sessions.
If we can do it in short hops, why don't we just hop down the eastern wall where the little land bits are, flying? Mm-hmm. We can just shuttle backwards and forwards.
On that little apron of land in the southern part of the lake.
Yeah.
Let me just reveal what you can see. The corridor extends south just like it does in the real world, about 25 feet. But whereas in the real world,
it opens out.
Real world? It's all made up and imaginary. As I understand it, this entire thing is made up, but I don't know. It's philosophy for you. Where the real world has got huge, heavy stone double doors, the prime material plane has got huge, heavy stone double doors. Instead, you're looking at a couple of slightly double doors, but they're sort of ramshackle, wooden, quite kind of DIY dungeon doors.
Mm-hmm.
Closed, but not anywhere near as imposing as their prime material counterparts.
Okay.
Alessandra will
Mine.
move up. Search
Alessandra
the door.
will search
the
them.
door.
Somebody going to roll an investigation check
Graham is because he's got the character sheet.
or a perception check or something? Well, she doesn't find anything. I mean, she doesn't find anything interesting. The doors have got not a Tony latch handle, like a wooden lift latch. Yes, that's crudely fashioned.
Wooden lift latch.
Yeah, like in an old cottage, like a wooden hinged bar that pops up out of a...
Sorry, I thought you meant a lift, as in an elevator.
No.
Right, sorry.
Famous wooden elevators.
Well, that's
anyway,
why I
there
was
we are.
confused.
Yeah.
I think you should pick your terminology a bit better next time.
Well, there won't be a next time. I'll be honest with you. So, Sandy...
There won't be any more
which one?
doors. That's it for the,
No,
that's the last door.
door.
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake again. Sandy, there you go. You got a lifty wooden latchy thing.
Should we open the door?
No,
Sandy clicks the latch open. Well, who? What?
Bagraft is opening the
You're going
door.
to put your minis at the right point on the map?
Alessandra
Who knows
is...
what might happen when you open this door? Something awful might happen, and I want to make sure that people are standing where they're standing.
Right,
Everybody
it's
perfectly happy.
Alessandra's job, just to make sure.
Is everybody perfectly happy that they're standing where they're standing as Alessandra flips the latch on the door?
Yes. Yeah, so I'm 10 feet away, 15
Yes,
feet away from
they
the
all
door.
say as their minis steadily back away from the door. Okay. Literally, the word yes came out from Johnny as Buggraff was moving, I noticed. The door swings away from her. She wants to open it.
Yes.
Does she?
Quietly.
Can you give me a stealth roll?
Pretty good on this. That's
She
20.
can take 10, can't she? She can automatically.
She can take 10, so that's going to be good. Okay,
Well, she
she's
gets
quiet.
20 with a 7 anyhow.
Bloody hell.
So
And
between
she gets
good.
advantage, I think.
And then a giant stone block falls out the ceiling, crushes her into nothing. Right, let's move on.
that went well.
Well, it's time she was gone, basically.
He's been trying to get her off for a while.
What I think is extraordinary, I mean, without him being active, as it were, is this whole concept of the, what's it called? Uncanny dodge? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The thing that he's been missing,
Yes,
literally,
yes,
all the
the
time.
key-
He's been
Key
running
power.
the character. The chamber is analogous to the chamber in the Primaterial plane, except, again, it is rough-hewn. There are no features, there's no contents, there's no nothing, but there is a sound, there is a sloshing, splashing sound from behind you all, and let us roll for initiative.
So all those people lurking at the back.
Yeah.
Serves you right.
Oh, I get a number there.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a nice big number.
What was that?
Purple gets,
12.
Parker gets,
15. 12 plus 3.
Sessions gets an 18.
Sessions gets 18.
Alessandra gets a 25.
The bug gets 14.
On 25, there was a sort of splashing sound behind her to the north from the pool. It's Sandy.
Are we rolling?
Baby.
Think
Should we
we
roll
should
to see
do-
who's doing
yes,
Sandy?
that's a
That's
traditional method.
indelicately put. Should we roll to see who is running Sandy's character?
Mm-hmm.
No, Paul's character. Anyway,
Sandy, the
whatever.
character.
Well,
This is going well. Running around the table from my left to my right, starting with Lucas
on the jet
plane. Everyone
Everybody
knows
his name.
Johnny.
Okay. Well, this
Sandy.
This thing. Can I see anything coming out of the water?
Sandy's got dark vision. You might get the sense of a disturbance in the surface of the. Okay, I'm going to be nice. You can see a disturbance in the surface of the water. I'm not sure about angles. You're slightly elevated, and there's a little tip
Am I
off point
within-
on the edge of the thing.
Is
But
it within 5 foot of purple?
no, it's out in the lake a little bit. There's a couple of
it's
little
the tentacle monster. It's that
there's a
scene
couple of little-
in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
rocky islands in the lake about 15 to 20 feet out from the little shelf of rock that you're all been sort of either flying over or standing on. And it's out there that there's a little disturbance in the surface of the water. What do you want to do?
I will ready a bow action,
A bow action.
and if something emerges,
You're going to let fly an arrow,
Comes out.
Legolas style.
out of the lake onto the foreshore that we are on. I will fire
Oh,
an
the
arrow.
foreshore.
Mhm.
Okay.
For
Foreshore.
sure.
I see.
Pronounce for
For sure,
sure.
man, for sure.
Well, something does.
on 20.
On 20,
Tentacles emerge from the lake and grab all of us. Or is it just me? It's about to be just me.
it's 3 tentacles. Tentacle is going for Parker. A tentacle lashes out from the lake. It's a weird thing. It looks like it's a cross between a creeper or a tree branch and an octopus's tentacle. It's covered in a slick, oily, silty deposit, and it is dotted with weird plant-like but also octopoid suckers.
Doesn't sound good, does it?
Can I use my readied action?
Yes, you can. Do your thing.
Okay, so...
Mrs. Parker.
Yes.
Graham, what's the bonus? I haven't got the...
Or Alessandra.
Alessandra.
The attacker is a plus 9 points of plus.
Okay.
Plus 9, that's 28. Is that a hit?
Yes, that hits the tentacle. Tell me about what you've done to it.
Right, so it's a basic 1d8 plus 5 plus 7d6 sneak attack, I guess, because it's within 5 foot Parker.
That is 8.
And 7d6.
And 7d6.
And 30 points of sneak attack damage.
38 points of damage. Your arrow,
Wonderful.
Alessandra, slices through the tendril, splitting it in two, and it recoils like a hand off a hot plate. Slips back into the water. You feel like you've destroyed that tentacle. Tentacle goes for the lithe and golden form of Burple. Hitting armor class. No!
Does that end
Ending
go?
round.
Yes.
You're gonna gamble.
Is it going to gamble? Let me just dive down briefly, have a talk to it. It is going to not gamble. It doesn't understand the concept of gamble. We will move on to sessions on 18.
Okay.
There's a tentacle that was in a process of emergement sessions.
Yes.
The two tentacles seem to get mixed up with each other, and as a result, you were spared.
Excellent.
How high up are you flying?
Well,
Do
how
we
high
still
can
get
I
the
fly at
chance
the
to
moment?
spot the tentacle?
I would say, well, the
before they
arc of
Covenant.
the ceiling,
Yeah.
the high point of the ceiling is 60 foot. Where you are, therefore, let's eyeball it and say that you can fly up to about somewhere between 10 and 15 feet.
Okay. I think I am going to...
Crazy frog.
In your own
Okay,
time,
so
Graham.
I'm going to use the disengage action in case it has attacks of opportunity, and then I'm going to fly myself really, really, really quickly round to where Buggy is.
Next to Buggy in the corridor. Yep.
Well, actually, I'm going to get down to where Alessandra is.
Alessandra is right down at the doors to the chamber to the south. So as far away from this thing as you can basically
Danger's
get.
up there, and I think that, that I'm, it's much more important to keep the healing resource safe.
Yep. The more halting the way that you justify your actions, the less convincing it becomes. Parker, if it is the real Parker, on 50.
So the tentacles that fumbled,
Yes.
are they still
Out.
out
Yes.
on the land?
They are
and
there.
Can I attack them?
They've not been withdrawn. No, they're out, ready to,
Right. So, first of all, with the flame tongue.
I think you can stand at the edge of the shelf of rock and attack the one that was just about to try and grab Burple.
Hitting armor class 12.
Is it's a miss.
Okay. And then.
Miss. Hello, miss.
Oh, God. Armor class 11 is also a miss. And
miss.
then, armor class 13
It's a miss.
is also a miss.
It's a miss. It's a miss.
Hello, miss.
And then finally,
I'm going to do that every time.
Okay.
armor class.
No,
it's
it's another miss. It's just not even worth
It's a
mentioning.
miss.
It's a miss. Okay, well, that's Parker. Brilliant.
What a great round.
What a brilliant round. On 14, it's
You know what gets me the most?
Cool Buggy.
It's like, oh no. I
gets you the most
actually
is it's
literally
like,
should be
no.
getting bad rolls out of the way. It's just like,
Yeah, you
oh,
should.
it's
Yeah,
fucking
should.
random.
Basically,
Patented technique.
It's patented. Is it? What's the patent number?
35697.
Johnny, let me
It's in progress. It hasn't
Let me invite
been
you to
officially
see
signed
that,
off yet.
Johnny.
those are the first 5 dice rolls that he made when he was developing.
Just allow me to take shares in the casino before you arrive.
But don't worry, you have permission to use it,
Oh, thank God.
even though it's...
Last, I'm going to get a decent night's
Anyway.
sleep.
Your system.
I was worried there for a sec.
In Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
That extends to the readership, by the way.
Oh, well, there
That's
we go.
so
Right, it's
generous.
my go. Can I? Is it possible I can have my go now? You know.
I suppose
Right.
so. I did ask you what you were doing.
I'm going to do.
I put
This is what you
Nobody
did on
knows.
Princes of the Apocalypse, the control water spell
Yeah.
to get the dragon. first.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Very good.
What do you think, folks? I can do part water.
No, I would do the
Creates
whole
this
thing.
big trench, so you'll be able to see the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I can do a whirlpool.
No, the trench is
What
a
do you
good
reckon?
idea.
How big
Well,
a trench sounds
you do.
interesting.
The trench, of course, water in the area to move apart. Trench extends across the spell's area, which is 300.
Quite big.
Dollars.
Isn't it?
No, that's the range. Sorry, that's the spell's area.
I don't know.
It's a cube up to 100 feet on a side.
Whoa.
It's big. Remember, we revealed a dragon turtle with it.
The separated wall forms a wall to either side. Trench remains until the spell ends, or you choose a different effect. Or I can do a whirlpool where it has to make a strength athletics check against spell DC, or start taking bludgeoning damage and sort of get stuck in the vortex.
Right.
Any thoughts, anybody?
No.
Revealing it probably is the.
Yes,
Revealing
I think revealing it is the
Yeah. If it's water.
I can change each round what I do. So let's try the part water.
Show me where you want to part your water.
Okay, it's a cube up to 100 feet on a side. So
So that's basically the whole lake.
oh, lake.
I can reveal the creature that is,
Hiding
as it
within.
were.
Is a
It would
cube.
fall.
It's
It would
dead.
fall, right?
It's dead.
Yeah.
It's just
Uh,
dead.
see what I mean?
Yes, I suppose
It would fall if it was floating 30 feet off the lake bed and you removed all the water beneath it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, for now you can see this thing.
Oh shit!
you go.
Fuck. It's horrid.
It looks like it's part cephalopod, part plant. It's like a weird cross between an ent and a kraken. It's absolutely huge.
And gargantuan.
And I'm
It's
going to
like-
say it falls. The lake is... Oh, I need to check this. How deep is your lake?
it's a great spell.
How deep is your lake? I really need
your lake.
'cause I'm living in a world of pool.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, very good.
Shut up now.
The lake is only about 40 feet deep, so I'm saying it's about 10 feet from the thing. Let's give it a 20-foot drop. Yes?
Yes.
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 Yes, Mike. It takes a bit of
Yes.
damage. Would you take D6 per 10 feet?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It takes
Shut
a bit of
up.
damage. Oh, okay. It's quite a lot of damage. Annoyingly.
11 points de damage. Then
Goes, it looks really fucked off. It's just like, ooh, and really gangly, obviously not built for,
let's see.
so it just slumps down.
Don't mess with the buggy.
And then I'm going to move back.
Hold your horses. Slow down, champ. Slow down, little fella. The entire pool is emptied. It slumps down into a sort of black, oily, silty lake bed that you have revealed, like a kind of slime. Can Parker and Burple give me a perception check?
It's full of shopping trolleys.
Purple gets a 12.
Yeah.
Parker gets a
Oh.
21.
21, Parker. You notice something.
Oh,
You notice that out in the area of lake in between the sort of central island and the apron of rock that would then lead you back north to the other rooms, you perceive a dullish glow coming from the silty lake bed, like a point of light that's
Another
obscured
shard.
by the slime.
It's another shard.
Don't know. I mean, it's a monochrome world.
And the rest of my go, I am moving back.
It's how far down, Mike?
It's in the lake bed, though. It's about 40 feet.
Right.
40 feet below you. There's a sort of 5 to 6 foot drop off of the edge of this little shelf of rock right before you would reach the surface of the water. So, let's not get
Buggy's
into
moving
it. But
back into the room that had the paintings in.
yes, or the shadow version of it. Purple on
Yeah.
12.
Does this look like a legendary creature?
You've never heard of anything like it before. Give me an... I don't know about monster lore checks. I don't know. There used to be a system, right?
Yeah.
Different skills identified qualities about different types of creature, but I
Yeah.
don't know that there is anything. Give me an Arcana check. This is not going to be particularly useful, but it's information.
11.
Okay, it's not going to be at all useful.
No.
You've no idea what this thing is.
I'm just wondering if an Otilig's irresistible dance might be quite funny on a creature that size.
With lots of tentacles.
Lots of tentacles.
It's lying there
Capering.
it's already lying there in an undignified mess, right? Lying in this slime, in this sudden void in its little home.
I'm guessing it's not very wise. I'm guessing it's not going to have a very good wisdom.
I was kind of thinking the same.
And it's a wisdom save.
It's just capers for a round, and what are we going to do then?
It doesn't caper for a round. It's up to a minute. It's a concentration spell. It gets a save every round.
Oh, I see. So we can keep firing stuff at it for a.
It's an action. It takes an action for it to save, to gain control of itself.
Oh yeah.
And while it's dancing, everybody has an advantage on attack rolls against it.
Is that going to stop you doing a massive damage spell?
I could do a Dissonant Whispers. I could do an 8d6 Dissonant Whispers.
I think that
I
might
could
be
do
quite good.
Confusion. Confusion might be interesting. Do that at 4th level.
I don't do much damage at range. Alessandra probably not going to, because nobody's within 5 foot. So that leaves you in Sessions. I don't know about Parker's range stuff to do the damage.
I could do Confusion though.
That just buys time, doesn't it?
On a 2 to
do
6,
damage.
it loses its round.
But is it... I mean, to some extent, do we just not want to delay it for a couple of rounds so we can grab whatever's in the silt and then run away?
Is that what this is about? Just getting another diamond, or is
Who
it?
knows? But if it's one
Isn't
of
there
these
something
things
more
that
to it?
explodes, it'd be very useful against the six-armed guy.
Yeah.
If it's another one of those crystal shards.
The other thing I'm thinking is I've got Mage Hand, but it's 30 feet. That's why I was asking how far down it was.
Yeah.
Mage Hand is 30.
Well, maybe someone could swoop down and pick it up while you do the irresistible dance.
I wonder if it can see invisible.
Well,
Sorry. I'm
it is the heat of the moment.
tempted to dimension door over to the other side. I'm tempted to do confusion on it. Okay, let's try confusion.
What's the deal? Gotta make a save?
Wisdom save DC 15.
That is going to be a challenge for it, I think, but we'll see what we get. Rolling the blue dice of saves, getting, not enough by any means, getting a 5.
Okay.
What happens now?
Well, it rolls a D10 at the start of each of its rounds.
Okay.
So
And
not very much.
are you going to move? Going to do anything else?
Yes, I'm going to move. I'm going to go and zip round the corner into the room at the bottom there.
So Sessions and Sandy are standing in the doorway to this room to the south. Buggy and Burple are tucked round in the corners of this room to the south, leaving Parker by himself on the edge of the pool, looking down on this behemoth
Confused
thing. Yeah, okay.
Is there a path between me and the jewel?
Doesn't have this thing in it. No.
Okay.
You could run all the way round.
Yeah.
Let's pick it up with Sandy on 25. Shall I roll the dice, or are we still going to leave it with Johnny?
Roll the dice.
Okay, getting a 2. It is Graham. What do you think Sandy should be doing in this turn?
Well,
She can't see it,
Shoot it.
right?
She can't
see it.
Okay, so
Fly down and
She's
pick
at
up the
ground
gem.
level. It must be 20 to 30 feet below you, over the edge of the cliff, as it were now. How long does it take for this water to flow back in, Johnny?
Well, as long as I
concentration.
keep concentrating it, which I can do for 10 minutes.
Oh, so fine, yeah. So it's at the base of this thing.
Why don't you fly down and pick up the thing if it's confused?
Could do.
Not a bad idea.
Because she
What's
does
it
extra
depends what
action.
it rolls on the confusion roll, doesn't it?
What happens now, though?
Well, let's figure out how fast she can fly.
Okay, fine. No, I've had the answer to my question.
So
I
she
looked
has
up
a
spell.
60-foot fly speed.
It can't take reactions.
Oh, there you go. So
Oh, it
doesn't
can't
she
take
get a
reactions.
withdrawal action as well? So a thief, a rogue.
Rogue, she could take a cunning action, which she could therefore take effectively 3 actions as long as one of them is the
Dash, isn't it?
dash. Yeah, dash, disengage, or hide, I think. What do you want to do?
Okay, so what she could potentially do is swoop down and pick up the gem, pick it up and fly back.
The question is, are we intending to stay down in this room to the south, or given that we have the gem, do we not want to just basically try and get back into the vortex?
Maybe. We don't actually know what it is until we pick it up.
Yeah.
So she has to
I
fly
can't believe
down.
this.
It's a move and a half to get to it, Mike.
Yes.
She's halfway through her second move.
As she flies over the lake, can you give me a perception check? At advantage.
Is 25.
That's all I needed. All I needed to see was not a
28.
catastrophic fail. So as she flies over the lake, Parker's been shouting out, "There's something there. There's something in the." I mean, I'm doing the role play
Left a
for you.
bit, right
Yeah.
a bit, down.
It's clear to her as soon as she's flying over it. She descends halfway through her second dash action. Yeah,
Well, it's
she
not
interacts
quite
freely
halfway.
with
It's
an
at the
object.
beginning of her second dash action.
Okay, she scoops this thing out of the silt.
Yeah. What does
This
she?
giant behemoth is just motionless, rooted to the spot.
Yep.
It is indeed a jagged crystal of some sort. I mean, it's glowing greyly. It's not glowing green, but then there is no colour here.
Okay.
She can scoop it out of the silt. Then what?
Well, if she's true to form, she would immediately smash it again.
Yeah, she would.
She'd drop it because that's what
Yeah.
she does. But this time,
Yes, more than any
She-
other time.
she decides not to do that.
Yeah.
And are we trying to regroup where we are, or
No, this is
move on?
excellent conversation to be having from the base of the lake. She shouts back, "Now what?" really quickly.
She comes.
Make a decision.
She comes back.
She flies back
She gets
to the rest of you.
Yeah,
She's
she gets
got
to
the
about-
crystal.
She flies back into the passageway, but doesn't, because of the distance. She's a little bit further forward than when she started.
Yeah, got it. So we don't know whether or not she's within tentacle range, but that may not be relevant.
Yeah.
But it is now it. It has got to make a dice roll. Have I got this correct? This spell assaults and twists creatures' minds, spawning delusions and provoking uncontrolled action. Any affected target can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns to determine its behavior for that turn. Okay, I'm going to roll a d10. Okay. Doesn't do anything this turn. And then it makes a saving throw,
Yep.
getting, well, a number. On 18, it's sessions.
So what do we want to do? Are we now trying to get out? Do we want to vanquish this beastie?
I think we want to. I don't know. Do we want to?
There must be more to this bit than just getting a shard.
Well, it would be
No?
quite difficult to get with a lake full of water, wouldn't it?
There is a hole in the ceiling, yeah?
Yeah,
Mike?
could go.
Yes, there is, yep.
Should we go and take a peek upstairs? Then we have to get past it again. But
But if it's failed, it's got no reaction. So, I mean, the other thing I was thinking we could
meant on the way
try
back.
on sessions go is polymorph.
isn't it a bit big for that?
I don't think there's any size limit.
Is there not?
Don't think so. So we could at least remove its tentacle effect.
If you can get it into a receptacle, we could get it into one of those rooms to the to the east.
A new Octobomb.
Yeah.
I mean,
A creature that you can see within range. That's all it says.
yeah,
Why
What's
not?
the duration? It's concentration, is it?
up to an hour.
You could release it into the jungle when it can fight the beholder.
I mean, or we could just ignore it.
Throw it at the beholder.
We could take it back and throw it into the worm pit. No, actually, we don't really want it wormed. A wormed one of these, do we?
No, it sounds like a terrible idea. I was thinking maybe just.
I've had worse.
Literally the worst idea.
Release it in
Basically,
Marcus
you could
bring
have-
us
Is there actually
laboratory.
value in taking one of
Yes.
two?
Take it back to Marcus to bring us laboratory.
Yeah.
So we just found this small creature here. We don't know what it is.
Don't know what
This
it is.
salmon.
We'll just leave it with you.
Yeah.
It's a salmon. Well, let's get to that in a bit. Let's make a decision about what we're doing.
How big is it?
Yeah, I think it's
25
huge.
feet.
Well, the
On the
tentacles
side.
or whatever, but I think it's a huge creature. It's not gargantuan.
Right. Okay.
Would be something like a duck or something.
Or we could just attack it and try and do damage on it. It'll probably have shitloads of hit points.
Yeah, I think just ignoring it's fine. Work out what we
Yeah.
want to find and then move on.
Well, shall we zip up and have a look upstairs then?
Sure.
I was
Okay,
thinking
so
then we have to get past it on the way back.
okay, so in my go, I'm going to fly towards till I can see it, Mike, forward,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to cast polymorph on it.
Okay, here we go. Big moment. What is the save?
It's wisdom.
Oh, great. It's wisdom bonus. It makes that save.
That's frustrating.
19. But if it was able to have a reaction, it would go.
It would be dancing. Okay, well that's a
Well-
bit, and then I'll fly back to. Well, I wonder.
I'll fly back to where? You flying back to where?
Oh no,
Or
I
instead
will just
you
fly back.
fly
Yeah.
down.
Back to where...
I'll fly back into the
to
chamber where
reality.
Uncle Buggy is. Yeah.
Okay.
Chambre.
Parker on 15. Parker, you're standing on the edge of the
That's very
cliff,
frustrating.
looking down at this thing.
Looking forward to making it a salmon.
Are any of the tentacles in range?
Let's say yes. The one that was originally trying to attack Burple, since it's not been able to take a reaction or an action, it's sort of there, close enough for you to miss.
Actually, I'm just...
God, this is like almost introspective combat.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm going to...
I was wondering about maybe... No,
Just do some damage on it.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, but
I mean, just get on with it.
I'm just wondering whether to
Back
do shatter
to-
on it or to attack it with the sword.
internal monologue.
Do I think it makes a difference actually doing damage on the tentacles or doing damage on the sort of body? Anybody
Give me
got some idea?
an intelligence check.
Oh dear.
9. You don't know.
No, I don't.
-1 on intelligence.
Yeah. No.
Just standing there looking over the edge of this cliff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What should I do? I don't know. Okay.
Jump down and hit it.
No, I don't need to jump down and hit it. I don't want to get entangled in the tentacles. I will just attack the tentacle. Armor class 24.
Is a hit on the tentacle.
8 points of damage plus 9 points of flame or whatever the shadow effect of the flame damage is.
Yeah, got it.
The
Okay.
second attack. 13, is that a hit?
Is a miss.
It's a miss. The
Yeah.
Hello,
third
miss.
attack is also as a 16.
Is a miss.
16 is a
miss.
miss again. And finally, another miss.
Another
God,
miss.
Just rolling really
Well, there
low.
we
Hello,
are. Parker.
miss.
Thanks,
Okay, so,
thanks
well,
very much, Parker.
17 points
That was
of damage.
really, really good.
17 points of damage, though.
Seems to have chipped away at the tendril, but not, severed it or destroyed it. Uncle Buggy on 14.
Uncle Buggy.
Right, I'm going to run as a bonus.
As a burner.
As a bit.
As a burner.
I'll
As a
click my
bonus.
heels together to activate the boots.
As a burner.
As a bonus action. Then I'm going to shoot a guiding bolt at it, which is not a concentration spell, so I can do it at the same time as concentrating on this spell. I'll do it as a...
So you're sort of leaning over the cliff.
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as I can see it, yes.
Yeah, you can see it from the edge, but you can't see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll do it as a third level spell. So
Do I save or do you roll to hit?
range spell attack 16.
I'm afraid that misses.
Shit. And then I'll move back to where I was before, behind the corner.
Burple
Wait
on
for the third level
12.
Spell.
Burple is going to cast Fly on himself.
Just a regular common or garden fly.
Well, it comes from my swords, but
Oh, okay, that one.
flying speed of 60. I move up behind Parker,
Fine.
out of sight of it.
And it's it. Rolling a d10. It does nothing again in its turn, but gets to make another saving throw. Rolling a... What was the DC, Burple?
15.
Okay. And on we go to Sessions on 18. For the benefit of the readers, I rolled a 12 at that saving throw. I mean, DC 15.
Cashier number 12, please.
Yeah, it's annoying you rolled that on. Is that save not the one that I did?
12, is it enough? Is it not enough?
No. Okay, I will dart into the corridor far enough that I can see it. Then I will do Toll the Dead on it, and then I'll fly back to where I currently am located.
Does it make a save? Wisdom save?
Wisdom DC 17.
It fails that save.
It's wounded, is it?
It is,
19 points of damage.
as is so often the case, done a little bit of damage on it.
Little
It's
chink.
an enormous, huge,
Hit point
great,
stump.
enormous
Yeah.
hit point sump, and therefore you don't know whether or not you've really moved the
Needle. No,
needle.
I would guess not, but
Parker on 15. It's right there, Parker.
So it's 35 feet down, did you say?
The pool is 40 foot deep. It's big. It's about 10 or 15 feet in terms of bulk.
Yeah. And the water basically parted water right down to the floor of the lake.
The whole lake is empty.
All right. I will go down and I will go up to it and I will attack
Right,
it.
you're running down across
the body.
bed of the lake.
Yeah.
It's very squodgely, this slime stuff. It's squidgling between your toes, Parker. Oh, hitting armor class.
10 on the body.
There's a
Here's a miss.
There's a miss.
Where are these rolls going? That's better.
That's more like
26. So that's
There's a
15
hit.
points of damage.
Yep.
And then...
Thump.
Thumpity
It looks like it's got-
Oh, that's a 1.
Oh, it's a 1. Would you like to gamble?
No.
Fuck yeah. You
15
sure?
points of damage.
Come all this way, family of the audience.
No.
Okay.
15
That's the end of your
points of
attacks,
damage.
Parker. Would you like to keep moving? Or are you staying where you are?
No, I'm staying where I am because I can't.
Right
I've
next
got
to
enough
it.
movement up
Okay.
to the top.
Oh, on
next
14,
to
it's Uncle Buggy.
Can't really do much damage, but I'll move back up to the lip of the
Yep, looking down at it. Yep.
thingy. I'm going to do another guiding bolt, a first level spell now. I'm rolling this and adding 7.
Oh, God, I keep
25?
forgetting the stunning strike.
25 is a hit.
Radiant damage. 11 points radiant damage.
Yep, that radiant damage seems to have
I
been
think that's
a little bit
big.
more than you were expecting.
Doesn't like radiant.
Didn't like that. Sort of,
Great.
it
The
recoils
next
a little.
attack roll made against it before the end of my next turn has advantage. Thanks
Well,
to
that
dim-
might be an attack made by Burple on 12.
This thing is how tall? 15 foot tall?
It's a 15-foot lump.
Spirit Guardians does radiant damage.
So it's 20 foot down
Sessions.
from where I am.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Alessandra could use the.
It depends on how
Alexandra's
specific
probably
you want to be, but it's
So it's 30.
30
foot.
feet if you're standing on the edge of the precipice looking down. It's 30 feet down to the top of it.
And
What would you like to do?
where is the hole in the ceiling?
It's basically almost directly above the kind of back quadrant of it.
And how high is the ceiling from where I am?
60 feet. 60 feet
from
the,
where I am.
from the apron of rock, yes. It's a dome
So I
ceiling. The
climb-
zenith of the ceiling is at 60 feet.
I could go along till I'm 30 foot away from it, so directly above it.
Right?
Fire some lightning at it from my sword.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
ascend up towards the hole.
Got it? Right. Do you need to make a roll or is it a saving throw? What's the deal?
It's a saving throw. These are from my swords.
Dexterity
DC
save.
14 dexterity save.
It rolls a 3. I think we can all agree that that's unlikely to have
Not going
saved.
to be very good. So it takes 66 lightning damage.
Hit me.
25 points of lightning damage.
Got it. Okay.
And
Yeah.
I can ascend 30 feet that way.
That way.
Up.
Near the aperture, but not into the aperture.
Yeah.
Fine. On 25, it is Sandy.
Sandy.
Sandra.
Oh,
Being
Sandy.
controlled this turn by Dan.
Oh, well, Sandy will run up the corridor
You have advantage on your attack, which means
and then
you do sneak attack
jump off
damage.
the edge onto the top of it. No, not really. We'll move up to the edge there, 5, and we'll shoot it.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm rolling at. What? Plus
Plus 9, I think.
Plus 9.
9. Hitting armor class 21.
Is a hit.
Doing how much damage?
1d8 plus 5 plus 7d6.
Wowzers.
7. And how many d6?
7d6. Don't roll them one at a time, please. Oh no.
7, 11, 13.
He is rolling them one at a time.
combat in the history
One
of
at a
combat.
Is 32 points of damage.
Okay. That is Sandy standing on the edge of the cliff. Purple's
Oh,
above this
she's
thing.
got some moves, so she'll
Oh.
move back. No, she will. Yeah, she'll move back a bit.
back into the corridor.
I don't know what her speed is.
It's it gets to attack. It's going to attack Parker. I mean, it's the dumb thing.
So it's saved.
It's saved. First of all, it attacks with its tentacles. First tentacle hits armor class 14. That's a miss.
Yeah.
Second one hits armor class 20.
Is a miss.
And then the third one, it can only attack with 3 at a time. Oh, it's a 20. It's armor class 28. Let's just see if it gets to roll a critical card. It rolls a 17, hits armor class 25.
You're gonna go.
Does get to roll a critical card.
What even was that noise, John?
I don't know what that was. It was really. Anyway, I think we're
After that little interlude.
oh, triple damage.
Oh.
Yeah, triple damage.
But not
That's all we
for
really need to know.
You're doomed.
With a tentacle,
You're doomed.
it does this tripled. 32. It does 96.
Oh my
It does
Lord God.
103 points of damage.
What?
What?
From one tentacle. From one tentacle.
Well, I'm on 1 hit point.
And, Parker, you are grappled and
Jesus.
restrained. And now it's got
God.
the bite. Its piggy little predatory eye fixes on you. Its giant maw opens. It bears down on you. And we will find out
Oh, fuck it.
if this is Parker's last moment in the giant chomping maw of the horrible tentacled
How many hit
octopus
points you got
creature.
left?
I'm
One.
on 1 hit point.
One hit.
Or will
Yeah,
Parker
relentless
live to fight
endurance.
another day when we pick things up next week?
So you've used your relentless endurance, have you?
It did
So
107
if I
to one
reduce to 0, then I'm on 1 hit point. That's relentless endurance.
How many hit points do you have?
87.
87.
Yeah.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Spire of Long Shadows and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. The Spire of Long Shadows was written by Jesse Decker. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!